Okay, hi everyone. So for today's Pick a Power reading, it will be on the biggest lesson that you need to learn in love, your biggest lesson in love. Okay, so today we are trying out something different. So instead of four different piles of the same deck, I'm using four different decks for four different piles. So this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So you may choose to take your mindful breath before you pick which pile or which deck is calling out to you. Otherwise, you can skip to the timestamps below. Okay, so let's get started. Hi, pile 1. So let's see what is your main lesson that you need to learn when it comes to love. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, the chariot. Okay, so what I'm getting for the chariot is that the biggest problem when it comes to love is you guys tend to rush into things. Okay, perhaps you're the kind of people that are very reckless when it comes to love, and if you want something now, you just want it now. Or let's say after talking to them for about a week or 2 weeks, you all end up getting together, that kind of stuff. So the chariot can indicate that your biggest problem when it comes to love is that you constantly rush into things. Okay, before certain things have been established within this connection, you guys want to form that connection or want to be in a relationship with this other person. So with the chariot, the main advice for you is when it comes to love, try not to rush into things. Okay, learn how to take the time that you need to understand this other person better. Okay, because sometimes you may get into relationship or sometimes you may date someone when you don't even fully know them yet. Okay, so this is the message that I'm getting for pile 1. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's clarify the chariot. Okay, two of swords. Yeah, so like what I was saying, sometimes you go in blindly. When it comes to love, you rush into things blindly without seeing the full picture or without being clear whether or not this person is suitable for you. Okay, and with the two of winter, sometimes what I'm getting here is that you have a hard time trying to see people for who they are, or you have this sort of idealization when it comes to the other person, and initially at the beginning things may be going very well, and that's why you choose to get into a relationship that quickly because it feels good to you. You think that everything is laid out on the table, like all the cards are laid out on the table and you know them for who they are, but then turns out when you get into a relationship with them, you realize that you may have been blinded. Okay, so let's see what's your energy when it comes to love. Okay, oops. Okay, so we have the 4 of autumn and 7 of summer. Okay, so what I'm getting for you guys here is that if you have some sort of idealization, or if let's say you look at someone and you feel that they are right for you, it's very hard for you to change your mind about it, because you may be someone that is very stubborn, or let's say when you have this opinion or view about them, it's very hard for you to change your mind. Like, your friends can tell you this guy or this person isn't for you, but you won't really heed their advice because you are very rooted in what you think you know, or what you think you feel about this relationship or this connection. Okay, other than that, I'm getting that some of you guys may find it hard to, like, when it comes to your relationship, there may be a lot of obstacles and a lot of challenges, because you may find it hard to back down when it comes to a relationship, or when it comes to dealing with the other person. And what I'm getting with this fall of autumn, if you look at this person, like, your friends are like judging you, giving that eye, like, what are you doing, like, why are you with this person? And then this is you, like, not giving a fuck, or like trying to pretend you didn't hear what they say. Like, my eyes is already set on this person, like, whatever you say, it won't work, that kind of stuff. That is the kind of energy that I'm getting here. Okay, and that is because with the seven of summer, I mean, this talks to me about how you may be someone that, yeah, like what I've mentioned, you idealize things when it comes to relationships, or when it comes to people. You tend to romanticize and you tend to idealize them. You may put them on a pedestal, okay, but turns out that's not who they are. Okay, so like what I've mentioned, you may be someone that when you have your eyes set on someone, okay, it's very hard for you to change your mind. It's very hard for you to look at things at a bigger picture, especially um, when it comes to love. You may make very confusing choices or options. Okay, like, for example, people may look at the choices that you make and be very confused, like, what is happening, like, what are you doing, that kind of stuff. So when it comes to love, other than trying not to rush into things, okay, there may be a need for you guys to learn how to have a better judgment, and to also accept the fact that sometimes you may be wrong, or sometimes what other people are trying to tell you or warn you about is something that needs to something that you may need to pick up on their advice. Like what I've mentioned just now, you may be someone that is just, you won't listen to what other people are trying to tell you. Okay, so when it comes to love, there's a need for you to try to get the opinion from your friends, or from people around you, and even from yourself, to see, am I like romanticizing this person, or is this connection really something special, that kind of stuff. Okay, because like what I've mentioned with the chariot card, you guys get into a relationship very quickly because you think that, oh, they are the one for me, or oh, this connection is very special, so let's get together, like, now, that kind of stuff. So learn how to build proper boundaries as well. Okay, and building proper boundaries so that you can decide whether this is something that is special, or something that your mind is just making up. Okay, so before we move on to pile 2, let's pull an advice card for you. Okay, oops. Okay, let's pull an advice card for you. What's the advice for? Oh shit. Yeah, see, maybe the cards anyhow fly out because you don't want to hear the advice. Like, nah. Okay, so let's see what's the advice for pile 2. I mean for pile 1. What's the advice for pile 1? Okay, so we have cause and effect and empathy. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that you may be someone that has a lot of emotions, okay? And you may be someone that wants to be loved, that wants to be understood, which could be why, you know, when it comes to love, you won't miss that chance to get into a relationship or miss that chance to be with someone. Okay, but you have to learn how to take it slow, like what I've mentioned. Okay, because from what I'm seeing with the advice here is that whatever you do, there's an effect on how things play out, which you may not necessarily be seeing when it comes to love. Okay, like every single choice and decision you choose to make and you choose to do will have some sort of effect and drawback one way or the other, especially if you are unaware about what you're doing when it comes to love. Also, you're just like, I just want love, I just want to be in a relationship, but it's like at the end of the day you don't really know why you want to be in a relationship, or you don't really know why or what you like about this person, just that they are able to give you some sort of validation or feelings, which is why you choose to get into a relationship just because. Okay, so yeah, this is all that I'm getting for part 1. So thank you, part 1. Do let me know if it resonates for you. I'll be moving on to part 2 now. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, hi part number 2. So let's see what's your biggest lesson that you need to learn from love. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so we have the Ten of Cups and the Hierophant. Okay, so what I'm getting here as your biggest problem when it comes to love is that you crave relationship, you crave commitment. Okay, because what I'm seeing with the Ten of Cups and the Hierophant, this to me tells me about how you are someone that really loves to be in a committed relationship or really wants to be in a committed relationship. And you may also be someone that, you know, are the kind of person that I want a K-drama kind of love story or that kind of stuff. You get what I mean? Okay, but with the Ten of Cups and the Hierophant, your biggest problem is how much you crave for one, how much you crave for a relationship. Okay, yeah, and with the overall energy as the Nine of Cups, um to me this tells me that you sort of put this sort of craving in high regards, like almost as if like it's your priority to find this kind of love, this kind of commitment, this kind of like all or nothing kind of love. Okay, Ten of Cups and the Hierophant. Okay, and so let's see like why is having this mindset stopping you from getting love. Okay, okay, so we have the Emperor, we have the Six of Pentacles and the Magician. Okay, So what I'm getting here is that you may and you may always attract someone that isn't really interested in giving back to you, or you may end up attracting people that are manipulative and are just constantly taking and taking and taking from you, because you are someone that's very giving, and you are someone that wants to be in a relationship, that craves to be in a relationship. And that is why you when it comes to a relationship, you're the kind of person that will generously give to the other person. Okay, and you may not hold back in giving because you just want that kind of relationship where your partner is happy. Like, if your partner is happy, you are happy. Okay, and also the Hierophant Taurus, so someone that is very devoted, someone that is very committed. And what I'm seeing here is that you constantly give to this other person where they don't even really see the kind of effort and the amount that you give to them. Okay, you just look at the Emperor, it's like, okay. You know, that kind of feeling. So you may like inevitably give to people that will not return that kind of emotions to you, or that kind of effort back to you. Okay, and we also have the Empress energy as the overall card, which, you know, this tells me that you are someone that is very giving. You just want to give, you want to make sure that this other person is loved. Okay, but it is stopping you because you may tend to get into a relationship where people are just draining your energy. um they are just like sucking from you, but not like giving any kind of exchange back in return. And I know, like, when it comes to love, cannot say like exchange, that kind of stuff, because love is supposed to be unconditional. But at the same time, if you constantly give to someone and the other person isn't giving back to you, there is no, I don't know how to put it, but it's like there's no there's no worth in what they are giving you. Okay, because in a relationship, it's just you giving to them, you providing for them, and them just taking from you, sucking from you. Okay, so let's find out more. Let's see what's your energy when it comes to love. Okay, so the Empress came out again. Okay, so we have Nine of Swords in reverse and Eight of Cups in reverse with the Empress energy. And, you know, to be honest, what I'm getting here is that uh, you may be someone that die don't want to leave. When it comes to a relationship, it's like someone can beat you to death, but you won't leave this person. Okay, and you may be someone that also fears abandonment. You may be someone that is very insecure, that constantly overthinks, which is why you have a tendency to please the other person when it comes to love, or you tend to overgive. Okay, the Empress coming out and me mentioning about the Empress just now, you know, this tells me that you guys really embody the Empress energy, because you are very giving, you are very loving. But at the same time, you guys may be in balance. Okay, because the Eight of Cups in reverse, this tells me that even if your mental well-being or your emotional well-being is at stake, you will never leave a relationship, or you find it very difficult to leave a relationship despite it causing some kind of harm to you, to your emotional well-being, to your mental well-being. It's like you choose to stay because you are you may be someone that is afraid to leave, or when it comes to a relationship you need the other person to say break up. Like, you're not the kind of person that will initiate a breakup. Okay. Yeah, with the Ace of Cups here, you have a lot of love to give. Okay. So yeah, like what I've mentioned, your energy when it comes to love, is it's that you are very insecure, you are scared of the other person abandoning you, and even when things get very shitty or very toxic, you won't want to leave, you still want to be by their side. Okay, and that's from the start of the reading. I already mentioned you crave relationship, you are very committed. Okay, but it's these are, qualities that are good, but if you don't have the discernment to know when is the time to walk away, then it will act against you. These qualities of yours will act against you. So, the message here is for you to understand, the kind of craving that you have in a relationship, but know when to walk away. It's okay for you to accept that you have some sort of craving and some sort of desire when it comes to wanting a committed relationship. But at the same time, you must know when to walk away or when to stop giving. Okay, I'm also getting the message where some of you guys may be codependent in a relationship. Okay, constantly seeking the other's approval or lacking in your own individuality when it comes to love. Okay, because you put this you put this person of yours on a pedestal like the emperor. um, you see them as someone that is like up there. Okay, and you just want to provide and provide and provide. Okay, but what about yourself? With the Nine of Swords and Eight of Cups in reverse, like, what about yourself? Okay, so I'm seeing part of your biggest lesson is also to work on your insecurities, to work on your fear of abandonment, or to gain more courage and to know that it is okay if you are the first one that walks away from a relationship first if it isn't healthy for you. Okay. Okay, so for pile 2 we have ownership and commitment. You acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike and learn to love them all as lessons. And you dedicate yourself to your beliefs wholeheartedly, knowing that love is the essence of your very being. Okay, so with ownership and commitment, and seeing the commitment card here, this is no surprise to me because we already established the fact that you guys are very committed, you guys are very devoted. You make a devoted lover, a devoted partner. Okay, but with this ownership card, this to me talks about how when it comes to love, you need to be able to take ownership of your own well-being, of your own mental health, of your own emotional health. You cannot put this power into someone else's hands where every little thing they do or every little thing that they don't do affects you so much so that it's causing you so much insecurities, causing you so much paranoia, that kind of stuff. So learn how to take ownership in your own well-being, okay? Because I wouldn't say that when it comes to love, you have to learn how to love yourself first, but to at least take the ownership in your own well-being and not put the power in someone else's hands. So this is all that I'm getting for pile number 2. Okay, thank you guys. Do let me know if it resonates. I'll be moving on to pile 3 now. Okay, hi pile number 3. So let's see what is your biggest lesson to learn when it comes to love. Oops. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm getting here for pile 3 is that the biggest problem when it comes to love is commitment. Commitment, loyalty, faithfulness even, okay. Page of Coins, to me this may indicate that you guys may not really be in a period of your life where you are able to commit to someone, or it has always been a problem for you to commit to people in your relationship, okay. And we also have the Knight of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Swords. I don't know why I say reverse, but maybe I'm supposed to interpret it that way. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that you guys may be very flighty people. When it comes to love, it's very hard for you to form connections and to form proper, solid, stable relationships because you have a hard time committing to someone else. Let's clarify the Page of Coins. Why is the Page of Coins here? Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so what I'm getting for you guys here is if you chose pile 3, it kind of feels that when it comes to a relationship, at the start it may intrigue you, at the start you may be very pulled towards whatever that is going on, but once you're done with it, you're just done. It's like it's like once you get to experience, or you get a bit of, you get to taste how it feels like to be in a relationship with this person, you're just like, oh, okay, then suddenly that spark is gone, okay. And it can also indicate that you guys may have never really loved deeply. When it comes to love, like everything for you when it comes to love is very surface level. It's not the kind of love where you engage in heart to heart talks, where it's very emotionally and mentally stimulating for the both of you, okay. So what I'm seeing here again, your biggest problem when it comes to love is commitment, okay. You guys may have commitment issues or commitment problems. So let's see what is the energy when it comes to love for you guys. So we have Queen of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Hermit in reverse, and we also have the Five of Cups in reverse. Okay, so what I'm getting here with the Queen of Coins in reverse, all these three cards are in reverse. So this indicates clearly that in your love life there is some sort of huge blockage or huge problem when it comes to love. You may, again, the Queen of Coins is here together with the Page of Coins, and you may find it very hard to stay committed or to stay loyal to someone. And perhaps the feeling of you giving away yourself to someone when it comes to a relationship makes you feel very open, very vulnerable, and you may not like it. Okay, we also have the Hermit in reverse. So what I'm getting here is that some of you guys may find it very difficult for you to be alone, especially when it comes to being alone with your own thoughts or your own feelings. And even though you guys may not like to be alone, which is kind of ironic because you guys are not able to commit, but at the same time, what I'm getting here is that you hate being tied down to one person only. Okay, perhaps in the past there may have been certain situations that has left you disappointed. Perhaps someone in the past also betrayed you or disappointed you, and you haven't been able to move on from that, which is why you have this sort of outlook and attitude when it comes to love, where your interest towards one person is very fleeting. Okay, and there are also certain things within you that you haven't been able to confront or haven't been able to let go of. And what I'm getting here is also you guys may be someone that has this sort of hard exterior, a bitchy kind of attitude, but then deep down it's because you're afraid to get hurt, or deep down it's because you have this fear of being disappointed again. Okay, which is why the Hermit card in reverse sort of reminds me that you may have lost your way or lost sight of yourself, especially with regards to relationship. Okay, that's the feeling that I'm getting, like how you're acting out isn't truly the way that you would act out. Okay, so there's some kind of exterior or there's some kind of shell that you have that is blocking you from truly loving, from truly committing to a single person. Okay, so before we end this reading, let's pull an advice card for you guys. Oops. Okay, so we have individuality. Okay, you leave your unique stamp of love on everything you do. Okay, but what I'm getting here, this feels to me more of a confirmation where when it comes to love, you guys have this sort of, you don't really lose yourself in love. You are still, to me, you are still very grounded or rooted. You won't easily fall for someone, but at the same time, this, you may come off too strongly at times in your love life, and it's hard for people to understand you, it's hard for people to relate to you, it's hard for people to know what you want or what you're thinking. Okay, so I'm saying your biggest lesson when it comes to love is learning how to commit. Okay, and also learning how to bear your heart out. Okay, learning how to accept that kind of openness and vulnerability when it comes to love. Okay, clearly there are some certain things that you have to work on, or a lot of things that you have to work on, but you guys may need to be more aware and try to connect to the parts of you where you have um, forgotten or you have put aside. Okay, cause to me really the hermit in reverse to me is just you guys have lost your way somehow. You guys are not being true to yourself when it comes to love. Okay, so yeah, that's the message that I'm getting for pile 3. I hope that it resonated for you. Do let me know if it does. I'll be moving on to pile 4 now. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, hi pile 4. So let's see what is the biggest lesson that you have to learn when it comes to love. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so we have the world card here, so let's clarify the world card. Okay, we have the world card and judgment. You guys may find it very hard for you to learn or complete certain lessons when it comes to love, and also trying to understand love itself. So for pile number 4, you guys may be constantly repeating certain things or certain lessons in your love life, but it's like at the end of the day you still don't get it. Okay, that's what I'm getting with the world and judgment card here for you guys. um it's the sort of feeling that I'm getting where you guys never learn, or you guys find it hard to be aware or conscious of the things that you bring into a relationship, or the kind of thoughts that you're having when it comes to a relationship that is stopping you from having a successful relationship or successful connection with your partner. Okay, so let's see the kind of energy that you've been portraying when it comes to love. Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands with the Emperor card. So what I'm getting here, the kind of energy that you've been portraying when it comes to love is that you may be someone that allows others to easily sweep you off your feet. Okay, and your relationships may be the kind of relationship where it's very fleeting or very short lasting. Okay, so with the 8 of Wands and the Emperor, what I'm getting here, okay, we'll begin with the 8 of Wands first. What I'm getting for you guys with the 8 of Wands is that you guys may allow others to easily sweep you off your feet, or you guys have some sort of problem where you always rush into things, which is similar as Power 1. Okay, but the difference here is that you, with the Emperor here, you guys may be someone that is very stubborn as well when it comes to your approach in love, which is why I mentioned just now where it's very hard for you guys to learn your lesson, because you may have a one track mind. It's like hard for you guys to see things in a different way, or to understand things from a different viewpoint. Okay, cause to me the Emperor reminds me of someone that has a way of doing things, and it's like it's constantly just repeating. Whenever you get into a relationship, the same thing happen, because you still have the certain view about love. Okay, um, and your mindset when it comes to love may not have really changed much. depending on how many times you've been in a relationship, or even if you haven't been in a relationship, this still talks about the fact that there are certain mindsets that you have that are not working for you, and you have to be willing to change this mindset of yours, okay, so that you can learn the lessons that you're supposed to learn. Okay, so let's clarify the Eight of Wands. Oops. Okay, so with the Eight of Wands and Three of Wands, you guys may tend to be the kind of people where you allow your expectations for a relationship to disappoint you in the end. Okay, especially if, like I've mentioned, you are someone that constantly rushes into a relationship based on that kind of fleeting feelings or obsession that you have with someone else, okay. And the Three of Wands together with the Eight of Wands, it's like you want things to progress very fast. You When it comes to love, you seize the opportunity to get into a relationship, but again, the Emperor here, a very stubborn energy. You may not see things in a way that is beneficial for you, okay. So let's clarify the Emperor card. Okay, so we have the Emperor clarified by the High Priestess. Okay, so again, some of you guys, when it comes to love, you guys may have a very stubborn view, or you guys may have a one-track mind where it's very hard for you to change your mindset with regards to certain things when it comes to love. And with the Emperor and the High Priestess, what I'm getting here is that it's very hard for you to unveil the lessons that is in store for you guys because of this kind of stubborn energy that you carry, or this kind of one track mind that you carry, where it's very hard for you to look further or to look deeper in the kind of lessons that the relationship or love itself can bring to you, okay. Because the High Priestess reminds me of knowledge and lessons that you need to learn, but it's very hard for this to be revealed to you or to be unveiled to you because of your mindset, okay. So we also have Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So this can indicate that you guys are constantly investing in relationships that may end up not working out, okay. Again, this can be because you are not able to see a clearer picture of what you're supposed to learn, and the kind of mindset that you need to change when it comes to love. And also the Eight of Wands and the Three of Wands, there's this kind of obsession that you may have when it comes to love, or when it comes to the other person, where it's hard for you to see that there may be issues in progression, or there may be issues in how things will be moving forward, okay. And it's like you allow this kind of initial crush or obsession to get the better of you, where you invest in it even though it's not working for you. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles can also talk about how your love life hasn't been able to really bloom, or your love life hasn't really been able to flourish, okay, due to, like I've mentioned, not being able to learn your lesson, or not being able to understand the kind of things that you need to learn from. Okay, so you may find that every time you get into a relationship, things are just constantly repeating, or your love life is just very stagnant, nothing much is happening, and that's because your mindset when it comes to love hasn't changed yet, or hasn't changed at all. Okay, so let's clarify the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and yeah, so Knight of Swords in reverse is the same as the Eight of Wands, where you guys are very reckless when it comes to love. You guys may allow the initial rush or the initial crush and obsession to get the better of you, and to me this is just confirming again that you guys haven't been able to get the kind of message, or to be more aware in what in the kind of lessons that you've been missing out on. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords both in reverse, to me this is saying that you may have a tendency to rush into things, okay, and you may think that it will work out for you in the long run, or you may think that this relationship will work out, which is why you over invest, but then at the end of the day it's like nothing is working out, nothing, like everything is still the same. So yeah, Seven of Pentacles and Knight of Swords both in the reverse can indicate that you simply haven't been able to learn your lesson. And I feel that like throughout this whole reading I've been repeating the same thing, but this seems like a constant message for you guys, a constant theme for you guys throughout this whole reading, is that you guys haven't learned your lesson yet, and that's the message that I'm getting. Okay, and you guys may constantly jump from a relationship to the next without fully understanding why a relationship didn't work out. So before I end this reading, let's pull an advice for you guys. What is the advice for Power 4? Okay, so we have cause and effect for you guys. You are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. Okay, so this card talks about how you need to understand that everything has its cause and effects. Everything that you do, everything that you don't do, the kind of mindset that you have, everything. Like, for example, your perception when it comes to love, especially if you are someone that's very pessimistic about your love life, there's a need for you to understand that your thoughts, your perception have a huge part to play in your love life and in your life as well. Okay, so if some of you guys haven't really been if some of you guys have been finding that your relationship or your love life has been lacking, okay, or you find that everything is so fleeting or short lasting, it can indicate that this is because you have certain thoughts that are working against you. So for those of you that chose Power 4, there's a need for you to understand and bring balance to your thoughts, your relationships, whatever that you go through. There is always a reason behind it. So there's a need for you to understand and go deeper in that form of understanding why you have to go through certain things in the relationship, why certain relationship didn't work out. You guys need to understand and find out, the issue, or what you got to learn, what you were supposed to learn, what you need to learn but you didn't really realize. Okay, so now is the time for you to start realizing that everything has a reason. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm getting for Power 4. Thank you for watching. I hope that it resonates for you. Do let me know if it does. Okay, thank you guys.